today's session is Mashup. Okay. So tell me, what is your prior idea on Mashup? You have heard about anything about Mashup?
Uh, what I've heard is we would be able to, join objects from different applications.
That is that is the number. That is one part of your explanation. I mean your description. But the main purpose of building a
Mhm.
Mashup is to create an API. Now, when I say API, what is the API? API is a service, right? Which can be shared with
Right.
internal as well as external applications. So what you said, like
Mhm.
joining multiple objects from multiple dashboards in a single template is one part of the description of the mashup. But main purpose is to create a mashup is to share your data, your visualization, your data discovery platform with other third-party applications. Okay, say for example,
Okay.
I need to build a web page. This is my web page.
Mhm.
This is my website. Okay,
Mhm.
I have VI visualization. I have weather, weather information, like weather API we're adding, which shows the temperature of your
Mhm.
earth or your location. I do want here some RSS feed
Mhm.
that I can integrate a Google platform. I want some analytics platform that how many users are visiting to my website, Google Analytics.
Okay.
I want my own website content, like galleries, images, the basic content of the website. I want something, uh, say social media integration. Okay, social media integration, like Facebook handles, Twitter handles will be pointed over here. Now, in addition to this, all these third-party add-ons or third-party data, this is my core website content. This one is my core website content. This is the third-party content, social media, Facebook. This is also third-party content, weather.
Mhm.
This is third-party content from Google RSS feed. This is Google Analytics. Now, in addition to all these contents, I want our VA visualizations like BAMC POC dashboard will also be reflect on this website, which will show the business insight
Mhm.
of your company in the company website. See, in a company, one we have a ERP application, one we have a HR payroll, and we have a website, company website, which is accessible to the outer world. Now, in a website, you don't have
Mhm.
anything to capture your policy detail, you capture your revenue, all those stuffs. Website is basically showing the informations about the company, but still, you want to show some of your revenues, your benefits, your number of clients, number of orders, okay, in your website. How do you do without integrating the data of the websites? So there, in that case, you need a JavaScript API or a web service or a HTML frame where you can show your dashboard content in the website. So just assume this BI visualization getting the data from SAP system, which is your company core business application. Okay, from SAP, it is getting the data like the number of customers, revenue, sector, section wise, all those details. So you're creating a high level BI visualization in Qlik Sense. This is a website which is built in
Mhm.
PHP, and this is to just to give the details about a company, nothing else. But still you want to show a frame in your website to show that how many of your customers uh, get benefited, what is your revenue, what is your total number of clients, etc., etc. In that case, how do you, how it would be possible? Even if is this PHP website, it may be a HTML website, it is a static website. In that case, can the integration be done? But still, in Mashup we can do it.
Mhm.
So that's the reason we're creating a web development of your BI visualizations, whose output would be in JavaScript and HTML, CSS, all those stuff. But normally in Qlik Sense, without
Exactly.
using Mashup, you cannot integrate. You cannot show your dashboards in a third-party website. You have to enter to the access point and then see your dashboard. But I want one of my chart, only chart, one chart or one scorecard, one box plot, or one map object of my website or my dashboard to be displayed in another website. That is what can be possible through Mashup.
Mhm.
So let's do it. These visualizations are purely in desktop, which can be accessed
Right.
in a standalone machine. It can be shared with other users. If you share my dashboard to to Qlik Sense cloud server platform. But even if it is in a server platform, the one who want to access to the dashboard, he has to log into my server platform, like through Qlik Sense cloud. He used to have the credential. He has to log in. But I want to show my dashboard open to the outer world in another website as a frame. How can it be possible? That's the answer we have with an mashup. Okay, so in order to start the
Mhm.
mashup, go to website. Here we have this option. Sorry, dev hubs. Okay, so Qlik Sense Development Hub.
Okay.
So though I have connected to Qlik Sense desktop, so it is taking a by default authentication in to log in into mashup. Okay, so by using mashup you can also create different libraries. You can create extensions, you can create a web you can create a website or a web application which will show the entire dashboard, entire your local dashboard in the web application, and that is in a HTML page.
Mhm.
So in order to create a mashup, so I will tell all these models one by one in a subsequent session. So today we'll focus on the mashup to create a web BI visualizations. So in order to create a mashup, you have to go to create a mashup editor. So go for mashup editor. Then you need to either create a project or open up a project. So when you need to create a project, the project name we have to define here. Now there are various type of
Mhm.
templates. You can use basically a grid mashup template, so that we will, slideshow mashup is somewhat related to stories. Okay, you can create a slides and you can
Mhm.
create a, add a visualizations one by one, so that you should have a swipe left swipe right features, just a kind of PPT. Basic single page mashup means you want to show simple single page. It should not have any tabs, it should not have anything. A single page of visualization that can be implanted to another page, another web page of a third party. Now grid mashup template means I want an exact feel of my Qlik Sense desktop. So that is where I have to use a grid mashup template, so that I can move an object from left to right, and I should have a frame altogether. In the frame I can drag and drop the object. I can even write the customize the JavaScript, and and put it through. Okay, so grid mashup template you have to choose. Give the name without any space. Okay, that's why it was showing error. It's showing red alert. So create and edit. Simultaneously, it will create a project and it will start editing the content. So you see, this particular page, this white portion is a HTML content. Okay, if you want to see the content in a web browser, you can simply go for a view, open in a new tab. Now you see what is the extension of this page. It's a HTML, and it can be definitely browsed in a third party website. But what is the extension of this one?
It's a QVF.
This is a QVF. Okay, and this can only be browsed in an editor who have the Qlik Sense in place in their system. Without installation of Qlik Sense, they cannot open this file in their client systems. But HTML, XML, TXT file, and other system applications. These are all like system softwares. These are not application softwares like HTML, TXT, XML. These are all system softwares, and that can be open in any platform, even if it is in Linux, even if it is in Windows, even if in Mac, and that can also be open in any environment without having your Qlik Sense in place. Okay, so that's the reason we're using. It's a completely web version of dashboard. Now this is what our website is. It can be open up any environment. It doesn't require a Qlik Sense to be there. So does it ask a web credential for me? I am in a Chrome session, right?
Look at it.
I'm opening a Facebook in Chrome. If I'll open a Facebook in another browser like Mozilla, does it open directly? No. It will lose the session and it will ask you to again log in into the Facebook. This is what happening in the real world, right? Because the session is confined, session of your website is confined in a browser itself. The cookies, basically the website cookies is confined in the browser itself. If you try to open the website in another browser, you cannot simply access the website without login because cookies are different in the different browsers. Let me tell you what is cookies. Cookies is basically the buffer memory of a browser.
I know that.
Okay, so when you log into the
Right.
browser, your credentials, your client informations are stored in that browser itself. Unless until you go and clear the history of your browser, that cookies does not get cleared. But
Right.
after all, that is confined in that browser itself. If you just go to another browser, say I'm using Chrome as well as Mozilla, in this case, your cookies would expire and cookies would be different. It will ask you to log in. But in this case, I have this mashup editor. I have authenticated through desktop. I just open up a web, dashboard which is a blank now. That means it is opening here. And now I just wanted to check it in Mozilla. It is also opening without any login credential. That means I can simply create a dashboard and I can implant in any other website. That is what we are going to see in this integration part also. We will create a dashboard over here and I'll also create a website. Okay, as long as the time permit today, we will create a dashboard and I'll just treat this as a API and I'll just take this URL and try to open in a third party website. I will create a very simple, I have .NET website with me. Even I have my own website. I will try to implant that in my website. Okay, this is my website. somewhere in this location I'll try to put this visualization in my website. This is a third party which is built in WordPress. So in the services somewhere
Mm-hmm.
I will put this dashboard visualization. I will integrate this dashboard visualization in my website. So that is the real-time example we will pursue. Okay.
Okay.
So you have fun
Mm-hmm.
here. That's the API what we create in the Mashup. Because it is HTML, it can be
Okay.
accessed in anywhere through a uh, iframe by using a iframe component. If you have a HTML knowledge, I'm
Okay.
telling many components like iframe, CSS, JavaScripts, and all. If you don't have those knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
also you can tell me. Then I will, start from the scratch. I'll give you the background of the HTML also. If you have, then we will push. We will
No,
go.
I know I don't know FM though, but I know what is CSS, HTML tags
You have knowledge on the HTML, right?
on HTML, basic HTML and CSS.
iframe, floating frame, all those stuffs. You have knowledge.
No, that I don't know. That I don't know.
Okay. Okay. How to get a web page in another web page? How to get a web social media frame in a website? That by I have to use a frame that is called as a iframe or floating frame. The tag HTML tag is iframe. We have
Mhm.
to give a source and we have to browse the HTML file. Okay. So today we will create a
Mhm.
mashup, basic mashup. Then we'll go for advanced mashup.
Mhm.
We'll deep dive in the succeeding sessions just to digest slowly. We will start creating a mashup. So what we created in this dev off, we have these all the dashboards. Okay,
Right.
and this is the grid type of dashboards we have created. One is a presentation type of
Mhm.
dashboard. One is a grid type of dashboard. One is a simple single page dashboard.
Mhm. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so with this
Mhm.
mashup editor, I have this frame. How this frame is created? You can see there's a right side part, there's a top part. Likewise,
Mhm.
there are four segments.
Got it.
So how this
Okay.
segment is built? There must be a table or a division. Okay. So
Mhm.
if you want to see all the stuffs, then you can go to HTML part to
Mhm.
see this particular section. We don't have to do anything. QEXT. This is basically describes the metadata about your dashboard. This is the preview or the design page.
Okay.
This is metadata. We don't have to simply touch it because it's just a information. We cannot customize it also. And this is
Oh.
the main HTML page. Just to make you understand,
Mhm.
like in nowadays we are using very less amount of table controls. Okay, we are using divisions
Mhm.
and divisions for to make a lightweight and uh, a flexible or a browser compatible website. Okay. Using division
Okay.
is more lightweight than using a table HTML tag. Okay, so
Mhm.
we have these divisions. There are basically four placeholders. We can even add the rows over here. I can simply copy it and This is something JavaScript coding on the top. I don't want to touch it. This is CSS. Okay, CSS is cascading style sheet. So to designing,
Hmm.
to maintaining the properties of the HTML, we use it. Okay, and you better know what is a meta descriptions, meta all this thing. Meta is basically describes the metadata of your websites. Okay, this is not needed.
Okay.
I mean, it is pre-created. However, we also add a meta descriptions, meta keywords, meta title, all the stuff to create a website.
Hmm.
Head part is the global part of your website. However, body is the declaration part wherever our this thing. Now, style overflow is auto.
Right.
That means whenever a page will be
Hmm.
created, its height and its width may exceed from the defined screen, from the showing screen. So that means
Hmm.
overflow auto means if this height and width of a page is exceeds, it will have a scroll bar.
Right. Hmm.
You have a scroll bar in place. So basically, this particular section, click sense, clear all, back, forward, all the stuff, is just created in this HTML portion only, and you can see this is created just to give you
Hmm.
insight, and it is also can be removed from this section. So you can see this clear all forward, some part of this thing is
Hmm.
filled to here. If you don't want to show this click sense, clear all, back, forward and all, you can also remove it.
Okay.
Navigation part. Okay, so what I want to do is
Hmm.
I want to just the main navigation part, and what I'll do, I'll just make it, I'll remove it. I'll just copy it and paste it in the sorry, notepad.
No.
This is the navigation.
Hmm.
When you save it, you will see in the preview the main navigation part is not there. Now you can use your own
Right.
banners,
Hmm.
your own images, something.
Hmm.
Now it is allowing to add four objects, one, two, three, four, because there are four divisions. You can also create another row to generate few more objects like QV5 and QV6. So it is not any object ID, it is just to defining the division ID so that this division can be uniquely identified.
Hmm.
Now you see there would be six tabs.
Right.
One, two, three, four. Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Six objects can be there.
Hmm.
And I also want a banner.
Oh.
I can place it on top of this. You see, this dashboard heading is created.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I can also create some style sheet over here, or else we have some style sheet over here also. Uh, this is a PNG, this is an image. This is a JavaScript file. So anything you want to declare here, you can declare a style sheet, which is defined in the top. This editor is not very compatible for HTML because it don't have much more
Mm-hmm.
intelligence. These are what we call as intelligence, which will show entire details of your properties. So 10 pixel margin.
Right.
It doesn't have the intelligence because background color. This is okay. Yeah, coming the here intelligence is also coming. Font size.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just define say 16 px. I want banner to be created because the way we created
Okay.
stories, the same way we will create a HTML dashboard sheet.
Mm-hmm.
But as it is HTML, it can be accessed to other out world. Heading that
Okay.
this is what I am looking for actually. Intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you getting idea or facing a doubt from HTML side?
No,
Okay.
no. I'm getting idea.
So basically, I'm just creating a banner side there.
Mm-hmm.
font weight is bold. Why I created another span? Because I've created a class whose style is defined on the top in the CSS, and this CSS is called in this page. But I cannot call it here because there is another class is declared whose name is row. And if you'll add the property
Mm-hmm.
here, this property will be applied to all the rows classes. So that's why I define another class and I add it through the span.
Okay.
If you'll not write any heading over here, not give any CSS, you have to declare all these styles on this on this division itself. That we also can do it.
Okay.
So image source. I will declare a page. I will declare a image. So
Mm.
I'll take any logo from the web. This particular image I have defined here.
Mm.
See, my website
Right.
image is also added here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this QV placeholder is a another CSS column sm small 4 is a css class which is
Mm.
declared on the top. Declared on the top, or it is in the another css which is called over here. You can see there are many css called. There's one is bootstrap css, one is a qv style css. So those classes would be there in this particular css.
Okay.
Style. It's a web editor, so its intelligence is very slow.
Mm.
It may not have intelligence. When I'm putting that class qv placeholder, it's completely taking this particular portion. This is the height is something like.
Okay.
Or else we can simply create a
Fine.
table. Is very comfortable to me.
Table.
Is this
Mm-hmm.
tr? Okay. So now this become my
Okay.
dashboard heading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is aligned to right and it is aligned to left.
Right.
All right.
Mm.
Now here we can consume. We can use the dashboards. So you can choose your dashboard over here. You can also take the objects from more than one dashboards.
Mm-hmm.
I want some filters. So you can see the icons. These are all the filters where the titles are not defined. It's better to give the title in the dashboard part so that it can be easily identified here. So probably this would be con- uh, customer product. So we will add this object to this left part of your dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this is a country filter. We will also add another filter to the bottom, but is allowing to add one object because it's just a frame, a single frame. So I'll just add the country over here.
Mm-hmm.
That is asking country wise health expenditures. I can place it over here.
Okay.
So you see, it is directly added to this, and HTML code is generated here. I mean, HTML code is fixed. See, this component is added, and there would be a JavaScript code which has been already generated in the JavaScript part. You see here, this object, yeah, this one, QV1 and
Get
QV2.
object.
This is the object ID. Get object insert here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the more object we will add it to,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to basically touch to this part. Even you don't have to understand this because this is a pre-created code. It's just a metadata. Okay. A professional JavaScript programmer can touch it, but if you do anything here, it will have the problem. So the more object will be adding here, the object will be added to this JavaScript file here. So this would be basically your JavaScript API, which will be shared with others.
Mm-hmm.
That be HTML page, and the data which will be showing behind the HTML page will come from this JavaScript.
Okay.
And JavaScript is configured to take the data from which dashboard? To take the data from this VAMC QVF dashboard, which is now
Mm-hmm.
accessible through the Qlik Sense Hub.
Like it. Okay.
So let's get some more dashboards. Yeah, this one, and then I will add what else the properties. GDP, no, doesn't. I want customer filter, the scorecard, the no filter to customers. Yeah, there's a product. So it is
Yeah.
customized revenue. I want a KPI with product.
Mm-hmm.
These are all the customers actually. You can also visualize the chart type like in this tooltip. When you click over here, you can
Oh.
see the chart visualizations. So just to visualize more better clearly, this is a stack bar which has the product also. So I can get it over here. So let's use this only 4 objects. Otherwise, in the web page it will be heavy. I mean, it will be not visible clearly. It will be too large. So let's remove this one. There are 4 objects we have in the dashboard, and we can see it in the web page. See, it just look like a website, and we can do the same analysis as good as
Okay.
we're doing in the Qlik Sense desktop. So see how easy it is, and dealing with some few amount of codes that of course we need to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I can even share with you, no, probably this should not work because this is not hosted anywhere.
Okay.
In the local system. So this may not be accessed to your system. This is in my local browser.
Yeah, it's a local host. Mhm.
Wherever I try to post this,
Mhm.
in my WordPress. So the page is created. This one, this HTML,
Mhm.
and this has to be actually done in a. This has to be hosted in a server, which is a public one. Okay, this Qlik Sense,
Okay.
this DevHub has to be hosted in a public hub. I mean, in the server. There we have a Qlik
Mhm.
Sense, and into your you have this local mashup, and you host it there, and this can be accessed to anywhere in the public. But just treating this system is a public system which has a public IP which can be globally accessed. So I just try to add this in my web page.
Okay.
I'll go to Qlik Sense only. This is the content management part where I'm editing my website. So I'll go to Qlik Sense page,
Mhm.
and there I will try to consume this web API in my web page.
Okay. I think your screen is stuck or something.
My screen is stuck.
Oh yeah, now it just loaded.
Oh,
Because I could hear you typing, but the screen
oh,
was stuck. Yeah.
This dashboard is accessed
Mm.
in my web page.
Right.
So now the Qlik Sense page, I can see my dashboard is embedded in
Mm.
my website. That's the beauty of Qlik Sense.
Right.
So this is simple integration. So that's the beauty of Mashup.
Mm-hmm.
See where exactly the source is
Yeah,
coming.
this is
This
mm,
particular source is coming from my QVF file, which is there in my local system, and Mashup is a web
mm,
editor which is taking QVF file, you know, as a source, and this has been hosted in the
yeah.
web page, and web page is public, and this can be called in any website as a frame. Okay, so you can put
Mm.
a website, the report of your website can be added over here, and this can be shown anywhere. So that's it. That is what the concept of
Thanks.
mashup is. Okay. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
that's pretty much about basic mashup today.
This is really good. Uh-huh.